Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Liverpool reaction. Or should I say the Tottenham Liverpool reaction. Them ear that boy there. Finished 2-2 at the Spurs Stadium. I got Cal with me, who only managed to catch the last 20 minutes of the game, so he's going to talk about this controversial red card with me. What's going on, bro?
Not too bad. Yes, apologies to you guys. Obviously, you guys know why I couldn't do the show, but apologies to everyone watching and stuff that I couldn't make the watch along. That red card, bro. I literally got in, switched on the TV after unpacking the car. Then saw Alisson do a madness. But again, everyone's saying that Alisson had a great game barring that moment. So again, I don't even know. I've got to watch the game back before I can even comment on that. And then I saw what was a silly tackle by Robbo, but no way was that a red card from it. Like I just don't get the rules anymore. Like, and the fact that you can go and view it on VAR, I just don't understand anymore. Because for me, it's a yellow card. I get it. But if you look at Robbo's eyes, if you look at the action of his actual kick, there's a big difference with him trying to kick the ball or if he was going for the calf, for example. Like, Robbo is clearly looking at the ball. All that's happened there is Robbo went in to do a very hard tackle, but the player has put himself in front of the ball. That is never a red card. Like, there's got to be a differentiation here, because if that's the case, we're going to lose sight of what a football match is. And then again, I'm not even going to say this is a ref, because I can't genuinely say that, because I've not watched the whole game to see whether he was consistent throughout or whatever. But when I look at other games where I see players going in high on others, like prime example is that West Ham game where was it Cresswell went in on Henderson?
Oh,
but that wasn't a red card. I'm watching games where Bruno Fernandes is taking out Curtis Jones. That's not a red card. I'm watching other games where players are just going in high, going in hard. Even there was one with Sessegnon on Keita, I think I saw after the red card, where he's caught him with the forearm. And Keita's got annoyed at the ref. Keita got a yellow card, but nothing came of that Sessegnon thing. It's like there's no consistency. And again, I'm not sitting here saying that Robbo should have got away with it. He shouldn't have got in trouble. Like, it's a bang on yellow card. But that's all it is. It really is just a yellow card. So
here's the thing, Cal. If the referee thinks it's a red card in full, like in the full game, he doesn't see it quite, properly, but he sees the thing, he sees the momentum and goes, I'm going to give you a red. I could be a little bit more okay with it being a red, even though I still agree with you fully, it's not a red. It's the fact that they went in his ear and went, you better go and have a look at this, bro. You've made a mistake. It is not a yellow. It is a red. That, for me, bro, is the part that I'm just... Do you get what I mean? Like, if he gives a red and then they don't overturn it, fair enough. But to give a yellow and then they go, no, you've got to check this, bro. You've got to go and check this because, Cal, you missed the first half. Bro, if you'd have seen the penalty that they didn't give and no one told the ref to go VAR for it, it is as blatant of a push in the box as you ever get, bro. Like, literally, it is as blatant of a push in the box as you will ever get. No penalty. And Harry Kane's tackle on Robbo was way more dangerous. It was stud showing. He was sliding across the ground. He was out of control. Robbo was in full control of his body the whole time. And as you said, he just went in aggressively. And that thing happens in football all the time. The player gets his body in the way, takes the foul, knowing that's what's going to happen. And he's probably just willing to, like, get on with it, so to speak. I mean, he rolled around like a big flipping baby, but... Sorry
to cut you drift. Again, I always ask this from anyone in the comments. again, if I'm all well and good with anyone disagreeing, but again, I think I've justified why I don't think it's a yellow. Can anyone who disagrees with me, who thinks it is a yellow, sorry, who thinks it is a red, can you just kind of articulate why, rather than just calling us biased or saying we're being silly because it's a Liverpool player? Oh, that's all I'm asking. Not even trying to be for anything. Just can someone just justify why you think it's a red? Because I think I've justified why I don't think it's a red. But if anyone in the comments who thinks that we're being, sorry, nonsensical or biased, could you just explain why you think it was a red in your opinion, rather than just
Oh,
throwing out words like bias and being
so
silly and stuff?
you think it was a red card? You thought it was a red
No,
as
no, no,
well?
no.
You
I
didn't
don't
think
think it
it.
was a red. Nah.
See, for me personally, I thought both were reds, and I'll tell you why. So Kane's one, when I first saw it instantly, I was like, "That's a red. That's a red." Then you slow it down, or you look at it again, and it wasn't 2-footed, but Kane's one was quite high. So that to me could have been a red because you can see that as being reckless because he goes over the top of the ankle. So when I look back at it, I said, "No, Jiff, you're right. That's a red. That's a red." Yeah. So I said that should have been a red card. Robbo's one, when I first saw it, first time, I thought it's a yellow. Then when they played it back again, and I realized Robbo didn't even touch the ball and just smashed the guy above his ankle as well, because it was quite high. I thought, me personally, they were both could have been reds because both legs were planted for both players on the opposition team, obviously, right? And here's the thing. I know it's one of our own, and it hurts to say this because you don't want to, criticize one of your own. Just like how Jiff was saying, he doesn't want people to kind of, what you call it, gang up on Allison, and I fully understand that. But it's the fact of it was a bit of a silly challenge from Robbo because if Robbo touches the ball and catches him, that for me says you can give the yellow. But because Robbo doesn't touch the ball and literally just takes the player and goes over the ball, it can be deemed as a red. The thing that hurts us the most, I believe, in my opinion, is that this is where I will say the bias comes into it. The bias comes into it because the referee never checked Kane's one. He just looked at it and went, "Oh, well, that's a yellow." But when it was Robbo, because the players made more of a fuss on Spurs' team, that for me gave pressure on the referee to go and double check it. And that's what hurts the most. And that's why me and Jeff are going back and forth because even though I know it could be perceived as a yellow as a red, when I saw it in slow motion, to me, it looked more as a red. And it hurts because the referee, in my opinion, didn't look at both the same way. And I kind of felt like the referee made also a mistake as well by letting too many challenges go on. Then when he kind of felt like, "Oh, I've had enough of this," he decided to punish Robbo the heaviest when really and truly, if you're going to do that, you have to punish Kane. And that's how I look at it. But
Do you
again,
know?
if we disagree, we disagree. But
Do,
that's
do you
just
know? Do you
how...
know? Do you know
Sorry,
why I
sorry.
disagree with that so much, Matt? Is because the definition of a red card, from what they say so many times when they go to the rule books, is intent and if the player is in control of the tackle. At no point was Robbo out of control. He might have been overly aggressive, but this is a man's game. Let's not start. Let's not start this pussycat business. It's a man's game, yeah. If someone comes in a bit hard on you like that, this is what it is, yeah. This isn't a children's game. This is a man's game. He was fully in control, on his feet, no stud showing, not out of control. And I saw a couple of people saying if Thingy's leg was planted, Robbo breaks his leg. Pull the other one. You think you can break someone's leg with a side foot tackle like that? Come on, man. Pull the other one. Like, there's absolutely no way, in any way, you can tell me he was out of control or he had intent to foul the player. And that's what they say in the rule books, right? Of why what the definition of a red card is. So for me, it was a joke.
Sorry. So I just want to address like a comment like this from A, if that's the name. It was a straight red because he's known as a dirty player. The issue is that Kane should have been given a straight red. So again, if
It's
let's
not
say
about
for
what you're
example,
known
let's say
for. It's not
yeah,
about what you're known for, though.
thank
Well,
you,
that's
Matt.
another
You're
thing.
taking the words out of my mouth.
It's not about that.
So all right, here's I think
Reputations do make people look at things, though. They do.
No, it makes
but
the ref.
The ref doesn't want to send off the England captain, does he?
No, but that's what I was going to say because I think Harry Kane's got as big a catalogue as anyone else for doing dirty challenges and doing dirty things in football. The problem for me, Matt, and I get what you were saying there, and again, I'm not even going to compare it to the Kane one because, as I said, I've not seen it, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The reason why I still don't think it's a red is because I think you have to look at it intent, and I genuinely don't think if the standing legs planted for me for Emerson there and Robbo goes in like that, I still don't think it's a red. I don't think he's breaking his leg. And I know a couple of people in here have said, "Oh, if that was Emerson on Robbo," I genuinely wouldn't want a red. I think there's a line. Like, look, I get that football has to be played on the edge, but at the same time, you can't have that edge come out of the game, or else you might as well just make it a non-contact sport. And I think you look at that particular tackle. There's tackles where you can go in hard and you might miss the ball. If Robbo was completely out of control of his body, then for me, then it's a red card. I don't think he's out of control. I think he's mistimed the tackle, and I think it looks worse than it is because the players rolled around and the rest of Tottenham people have got involved, and then it's been told to go to VAR. I genuinely think if it doesn't go to VAR, I don't think the ref even reconsiders that being a yellow. And I think the more you slow it down, I think the more you see that it's not a challenge that's for me warrants a red card.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
All right, this is how you know it's fine margins. If Robbo goes in like how he did and he wins the ball, we'll say that's a great challenge because Robbo goes in quite hard and he takes probably the guy and the man, but it's still a very good challenge because you take the ball. But it's the fine margins, Cal. And the fine margin for me was when I look back at the second time, wasn't the first time, because the first time I was like, that's not a red. That's not a red. But then when they slowed it down and Robbo rushes in, bro, and you know when someone tries to get the ball aggressively, but he completely misses the ball. Because he misses the ball.
He didn't really miss the ball, though, Matt. Cal's got a point. Emerson put his body in the way to shield it, so Robbo had to go through him.
But hear what I'm saying.
Emerson put himself in harm's way, bro. Like,
Drift, let me
it's
land.
a tactical foul, innit?
Drift, let me land. But here's the thing, though, Drift. What you're saying that may be true about him shielding the ball, but as a player, you're allowed to shield the ball. So what that basically, I know that. So it's like what Eden Hazard used to do all the time. Part of the game is being able to shield the ball. If he's shielding the ball, the player should be thinking, I'm going to go and take the man and the ball. The player's got to think smartly and think, okay, do you know what? Let me hold off. Because I'll tell you something from now, Drift, and this is why.
Split second, bro. That's split second. You don't get long enough to make that decision.
All right, let me ask you both this. Does Virgil van Dijk make that same exact challenge? Yes or no?
Oh, I don't know. Like that's
can I tell you why he doesn't? Because Van Dijk thinks about the game differently because he's not as aggressive as Robbo. Not even as maybe Trent might. Matic probably won't. Even if Matic goes in, Matic doesn't go in as hard. But you see, because Robbo is quite that energizer bunny type guy. When he goes to win the ball like that, he does go in quite aggressive. And I think because of his aggression and missing the ball, I think that for me, that's what made the ref give that red card. And don't get me wrong, yeah. People can say, "Oh, Matt, you're chatting rubbish," or whatever. That's absolutely fine. It's not about opinions. I'm just seeing it as like, yeah.
Again, obviously, you guys know I can't even stay on the stream for long.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
I'm seeing some comments. I'm just like, guys, you can disagree with us. You might agree. You might disagree. Stop with the rudeness, man. Like I'm seeing some comments.
I've seen some madness.
People need to chill
because everyone's rattled tonight because we.
I get it. Look, I'm a Liverpool fan.
I think we lost because Man City won, but
I'm peed off. We drew in it, but.
Of course, like, everyone is.
It's all right. Here's the thing, yeah. If you're going to be rude to someone, if you're speaking to someone and you're rude to someone when you're speaking to someone, I'd probably let you off a little bit more because you're in the moment. For you to type out a message and then press send and be rude doing that, you've actually thought about to do it. Calm yourselves down, people, bro. Like, you would never say these things to our faces. You probably wouldn't even say this thing to anyone else in your household, let alone a stranger. So be easy, people. If you don't like what we're saying, if you don't like our content, happily move on to another channel. Like, there are hundreds of other Liverpool channels out there, some great, some we don't know of or whatever. If you don't like what we're saying, if you don't like, just move on. Don't start being abusive to anyone else in the comments. Don't be abusive.
You just get blocked, man. A couple of man got blocked before.
Yeah.
But just before we move on from this, what you said, Matt, which is one of the reasons why I even more strongly disagree with it being a red, is, as you said, if Robbo does get the ball with the same action, we go, great tackle. But here's why it is different though, bro. Because even if Kane got the ball, that's not a great tackle because he was out of control. So do you see the difference? Even if Kane got the ball, leaving the ground, stud showing, even if he gets the ball, bro, that's still an out-of-control tackle. Whereas
I know.
If he connects with the ball in the same motion, no one even bats an eyelid. So how can it be a red card? Because Emerson puts his body in the way and it makes it a foul. It's too far one way, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is this. Kane's one was a red. I agree with you. Kane's was a red, bro. We got skanked there. We all know that. We got actually skanked. The problem is with Robbo, and again, Robbo's one for me was one of those silly challenges that he didn't need to make. And I know what you're saying, because if Robbo wins the ball, like how I said it, and he even touches the ball, we go great challenge. But because he misses the ball completely and goes over the ball drift and hits him quite high, not high, like high, but enough to be on the ankle, the referee was always going to look at that and go, that's a red. And in my opinion, even I looked at it and went, oh, Robbo, like if you went in a little bit softer, he wasn't as aggressive in his particular challenge. Because for whatever reason, Robbo was round up. And I'll tell you another reason as well. And I don't know if people saw this, and I think they did because I made a point of it earlier on in when Klopp rollicked him. Klopp rollicked him because Robbo wasn't playing that well. Robbo then got an assist and he got a goal. But Robbo was playing with a lot of fire and a lot of passion. He wanted to win that game. You don't normally see Robbo make a challenge like that. But because he was aggressive in that moment, for me personally, I looked at it when the second time I thought, oh no, do you know what? It's a red, you know. Look how aggressive my man was. If he touches the ball drift, we all sit here and go, sick challenge. You won the ball, you took your man out, the man have to deal with that. But because you missed the ball drift and there's a, you know, it's literally milliseconds. It's a split decision second where he misses the ball completely. You kind of can't not give a red. If he would have got yellow, I'm happy. But it's just horrible to see.
Really quick, Matt. Like all of us have played Saturday, Sunday league football, right? Or even five-a-side. All right. So I can only speak from my experience. I've both been tackled like that and both tackled someone like that. And when I went to tackle someone like that, I knew I was going to get a yellow card. But I knew I had to make the tackle because I kept on getting fouled by this one player and I wanted to make an example of that person. But at the same time, I also have had that tackle done to me, and never once would I have thought, yeah, that's a red card because, and again, I know Premier League's different from Saturday, Sunday League, but
this is what I was gonna say though.
I get it, Matt. But I think that's where the essence of football is kind of being lost a little bit because it's a contact sport, and you look at some of the tackles you just see in every game now, where you can tap a player, literally touch a player a little bit. And sorry, Lucky, you're right. Those sort of tackles do start fights. I get it.
They do.
So do people dragging people by the collar as well. Those start fights as well.
You hold them.
But those aren't red cards either. So, and again, I'm not even trying to say this is because it's a Liverpool player. I just genuinely think we're getting to a point in football now where any minimal contact is overanalyzed. And again, this wasn't minimal, by the way, but any contact is overanalyzed to the point where it's like, we have to give a card now. We have to give a card. And it's like, for me, we need to find some clear common ground as to what's a yellow card and what's a red card. Right, that's a foul. Agree. Your next one's going to be a yellow.
That's what I said, Cal.
Yeah, but do you know what
they said intent and whether you're in control of your body or not.
All right, so even
can I ask you both control and intent was for the ball.
Sorry, really quick. Even the intent thing, I got to be honest. Even I've got to take that out of my analogies and what I say when I explain these things, because again, 9 times out of 10, a player is not going out to foul another player. They're going out to try and get the ball, but they might just get it wrong. So it's not always about intent. It's about kind of what happens in it. Like, for example,
in like Ronaldo when he kicked the ball into Thingy's chest when he was on the floor when was the Old Trafford. That was intent.
Yeah. But
that was intent. There's no way you can turn around and say anything other than he did that on purpose.
Them all. We're gonna read them all out.
Super chats will be coming real quick, guys. Don't worry.
Can I ask you both this though? Are we more upset with the fact of we feel like there's a lot of inconsistency? Because would have felt, when I say more at ease, would you have at least accepted it a bit more? This is the both of you. If Kane would have been sent off, because for me, that's how I thought it should have been fair. The reason why I think we're all annoyed is because Kane's one didn't get looked at second time and he got the yellow. Robbo's one, they thought, oh, something might have happened here. And they looked at VAR, they slowed it down, looked at every angle and thought that's deemed a red. And that's why when I say it's the inconsistencies more than anything, because here's the thing, I'm going to stick my neck out here and I'll say it again. I think both were reds. It's just that Kane's one, for whatever reason, well, we kind of do know because he used the golden boy, didn't get looked at. So it's like we feel hard done by because our player got sent off and theirs didn't. And that's what I think hurts us more so. I don't know if you lot agree with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say. I've not seen the tackle.
Oh, yeah,
I literally, you see when I literally got in, switched on the TV, then I was unpacking the car, and then I saw Alisson do what he did, and I was like, oh right, has Alisson got COVID? Is it Adriano or Carrison goal? And then they zoomed in, it was Alisson. I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw it's 2-2. I was thinking, okay, cool, we still got time to get a goal. And I saw Robbo get sent off, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, should I have not switched on the TV? Have I changed our lock or something? Like, and Drift, I've got to ask, did you put Kane in your FPL team for this game, or did you take him out? Or
No, he was in there. The juju doesn't work when it's against Liverpool.
oh, okay, fair enough. Because I
You put
was
Kane in your
thinking
team. You put Kane in there, Drift.
No, I left him in
Oh,
because it was all over the place. I didn't know what team was going to play. I just left it. I didn't know this weekend. I didn't know what to do,
Drift,
bro.
you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad you said that in a weird way, because here's the thing, Cal, as well. Imagine this: when Spurs scored, yeah, everyone's mad, everyone's crazy, everyone's going mad, yeah. And they're saying, I caused the goal because when we were 1-0 down, I said all we need is a goal and we can get back in this game. And everyone was going absolutely
No, that isn't what you said, Matt. Let's be honest. We went 2-1 up and you went, game's won, we're going to win this 2-1. And everyone was like, Matt, don't piss in the wind, please, bro. And then when they equalised, you went, oh, it's my fault, guys. I've got the power.
Drift, I swear down, I never said the game's won at 2-1. I said,
but the people in the chat are my witness, man. That's what we were arguing about, bro.
People in the chat, did I say the game was won when we scored 2-1? Yes or no? Now, people in the chat, be honest. Did I say we won the game 2-1?
I went on the watch along, but you see when we won, when we went 2-1 up, I saw it on the BBC live score thing. I was like, yeah, we're good now. I genuinely thought the game was done. And then when I came home, I did a madness, obviously. So I apologize.
But here's the thing, as to answer Matt's question.
Oh, a couple of man in here saying you did, Matt.
He did say he did. He did.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is as well, though? You know what that is as well? That says to me, if Liverpool winning a game and you get happy and you think you're going to win a game, you shouldn't say nothing. You really shouldn't, because apparently I hold the weight to what Liverpool season. That's anyway, what it is. I hold the weight.
To answer your question,
I hold all the weight.
I don't want to get into that argument again. I feel more unjust because Kane wasn't sent off. Yeah, Matt, you are right. But I would still be saying it's not a red card even if Kane hadn't been sent off. But what annoys me more than anything, I said to Cal before, he gave a yellow. Now, if the ref had gave a red, because in the moment, the split second, he felt like it was overly aggressive or whatever, and it was a red, I would be less angry with the decision, even though I would be like, that's not a red. What annoys me is that he gave a yellow and VAR went, you know what? I think you should go and look at this, bro. And I'm like, hold on. When there was the most raggo foul on Jota, that's the most blatant penalty you're going to see all season not given. Yeah. No one told man to go VAR to check it, bro. No one. No one told him to go check the VAR.
Sorry, brothers. I'm going to have to love you lot and leave you. Sorry.
No, it's cool. No, thank you for being able to enter, bro. No, I appreciate that, bro.
Please, everyone, smash the like button. And obviously for today as well. Enough love, brothers, as well, yeah?
No. Big up, bro. We'll catch up.
Yeah, take it easy.
Definitely. Love, my bro.
So that's what vexes me, Matt. And then the fact that when Harry Kane got a yellow, nobody was like, yo, maybe you should go and have a look at it.
See, that's what I was...
Do you get what I'm saying? How are you telling them to review the Robbo one and you didn't review the penalty?
Facts.
Like, what is going on, bro?
My anger was stemming from... So hold on a minute. Even if I think Robbo's is a red, you didn't do the same. Basically, you looked at Kane and thought, he's the golden boy, he's England's striker, we can't send him off. But then you look at Robbo and go, yeah, we got to look at that again. Because all the players again, remember, Drift, when Kane's one happened, a few of our players did kind of go over there. But you see Spurs when I think he's the right back name.
We are too nice, bro.
No, not even that, Drift. They made a meal out of it. Emerson Royale.
Yeah, but he screamed so loud that you heard it on the TV, bro.
Emerson Royale rolled around, done all the argy-bargy, and all the Spurs players jumped on the referee and applied pressure on him.
But nobody other than Jota appealed the penalty. We are too soft, bro. Remember when I told you we have to have this mean streak, and That's like the fact that we finished top of the fair play thing every year, bro. I'm not saying I want our place to go be dirty and all that, yeah. But nah, man, if you finish top of the fair play every year, you know what it says to me? You very rarely ever make any tackles that show a man he's in a game. Do you get what I mean? Like, why do you get so few yellow cards in the whole season? Like, now I want a man to let man, Jota was the only one asking the ref why it weren't going to VAR. We're too nice, bro.
Klopp,
I
because that's when
hate
Klopp
this,
got the
bro.
yellow. No, we are. No,
We're way too nice, bro. I hate it, bro. I've been telling you that from a long time, bro. We are too nice as a team. And you know what? Certain man on the field, like Hendo, are the type of guys that probably would have been with him, like, right, asking the ref, like, what's going on? Like we are way too fucking up. And Dyke would have probably been asking the ref. Couple man who were missing today.
Milner,
the type of man who would have gone over to the ref and be like, hold on, why is that not getting reviewed? Like, what is going on here? But we are too nice, bro. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we just let people get away with shit. And then look what happens. Them man surround the ref and all get man sent off. And we don't even get a penalty that we should have blatantly got. But let's get through some of these super chats because they are piling up, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna read them out. No, all right, cool. Zabiri, Matt, Klopp, Milner, and the ref contributed to our frustration Sunday. Hopefully, this spliff, Guinness, and the chat can save day. No worries, we move. Safe for that, bro. It's all loving that. Cheers, bro. Ace Industries said, if Mane was Anon like Salah today, anonymous, sorry. Just saying.
Yep.
That's a very good point. ADA J3 says, not the end of the world. Being 3 points behind. I hope fans aren't too reactionary. Kane should have been sent off in the first half. 2-2 was fair though. Yeah, because we got man sent off in it, I think. Mr. LFC 21 says Harry just said on Sky he won the ball, laugh out loud. And also Robbo misses 3 games in a row. 3 games in a row, now including Chelsea game. The ref in the game from the start. Does Robert miss 3 games? I don't think he does because I think
no, bro. It's not. It's a straight red. He misses 2 of. He misses.
Oh, he upgraded it. I thought.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, he upgraded it to a red. It's 2 or 3 games now for foul play.
2 games. I think it's 2 games.
Whatever it is, bro. It's
2 games.
I even forgot about that.
We got Simicast. We moved, man. No. I know it hurts.
Still, that's even more of an injustice, man.
I know. Because it should be. If Kane had the same thing. As I said, I feel more at ease because I think that would have been fairer. But to give one a red and one a yellow doesn't sit well with me, especially how you done it because you went VAR for one, you didn't look at VAR for the other. And not only that, when there was a big penalty shot, you didn't look at VAR. So you know what I'm saying? The inconsistencies are horrible. Ace Industry says it isn't a red of Kane's, isn't it? No consistency. Fully agree.
Yeah, it isn't a red if Kane's isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Bajan Barnes says, Drift, the ref was so bad, Kane should have been sent off and the miss penalty from Jota. Naby's passes were poor and created the counter. Hard draw to take, but we move. Let's get ready for the next game. We never walk alone. Big at yourself, Bajan Barnes. Big up each and every time, my G. So wrong one. Mr. Dale says the moment they didn't give DJ the penalty, and for those that don't know, that's Diogo Jota. The game was an F, or the game was F'd.
Facts. I felt like that a little bit myself still.
You did feel like that. Liam Kenny says Robbo's was a strong yellow at best. Strong yellow, you know. But Kane was a leg breaker. If Robbo had his foot planted, being England captain clearly has his benefits. It's so mad as well because the person that was fouled was Robbo, and he's the person that didn't make a mid of it because Kane went over to him and Robbo was talking to him like, bro, like calm down. And then that Emerson Royale, even though I still think it was a bad challenge,
man was just screaming and rolling around. But you know, in his post-match interview, Kane actually said he got the ball. What a fucking wanker.
Yeah, I was going to do a Kane impression, but I can't bother today. It's just long.
Yeah, it's not even the time for that.
Yeah, it's just long. Proma says, both are reds in my opinion, but because one wasn't given, the other shouldn't have either. I agree with that. We win this game with our strongest midfield. Ali had a shocker. Yeah, do you know what? The midfield today, we in Drift kept on talking about Morton. We didn't want to pick on him. And I said he done well in terms of like pressure and whatnot. But obviously, you could tell he was a little bit out of his depth for this type of game that we didn't realize we we're going to have in our hands potentially. So...
And another thing, sir, before we get onto the next super chat, the fact that Klopp actually went over to the referee at halftime and had a conversation, was asking him, really and truthfully, you've got to explain to me why that wasn't a penalty and why that wasn't a red card. So in his mind, the ref knows he's made a mistake. How do you still go and send off Robbo, knowing you fucked up in the first half, bruv? If anything in your mind, just be a human being and level it out and go, you know what? I'm not going to give it a red because I should have done that one. Do you know what I mean? And make it fair. So at the end of the game, we go, well, to be fair, even if he was poor for both. The injustice is that he was only poor for us, bro.
That's what
you get what I'm saying?
100%.
Joking.
100%. Zabiri says Robbo was very hot-headed and lost it in the game. It's a good VAR call, but to Drift's point, they failed in the first. We move. It's unfortunate though. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't even talk about the Kane's one. Kane's one just annoys me because the more I think about it, the more I just think you didn't want to look at the VAR, no? What? Because he's England captain, England's golden boy. As he says, refs explanation on not giving us the penalty. Jota stopped on purpose. What?
There's no way that's what they did.
Is that real, people?
That cannot be what they nah.
They said Jota stopped on purpose.
That cannot be what they said. I'm sorry. That cannot be what they said.
I need to. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Yeah. Unknown says Kane said he got the ball. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I don't understand. He must have got balls, but not the ball. 58 Gojo 58. From a neutral side, ref was bad for both sides. Both were red. Your second goal shouldn't be given for handball. Both of you had strong pen appeals. 58. I will say to you,
what Tottenham was a strong appeal. Tottenham never had no. When did they have an appeal for a penalty?
Oh, the only thing I can think of is the Matip challenge. That was a little bit clumsy.
Come on.
But that was that. That one is strong. That's not a strong appeal in my opinion. That's
never
like,
a penny.
If a referee just wanted to be a dickhead, then he does that.
Yeah,
but that's not
never a penny.
But it was clumsy for Matip. I do agree it's clumsy, but that's all it is. Monkey King says Drifty is right 9-10, but Matt's also right. Laugh out loud. Big at yourself, Monkey King. Sam Matt's Legend says LFC's poor midfield allowed balls through too easily, put pressure on the defense, and Ali had to bail the team up many times. Change of system would have been good. This is what I'm saying, that we could have changed. And I know, here's the thing, I said change formation, and Drift was like, we haven't practiced it, which is very true. So it would have been a risk either way. But this is where you got to understand that should Klopp look at these things, like you see when obviously Mane and Salah go to AFCON, are these formation changes should be something that we should be looking at, Drift? Like, I don't know if you have anything on that, Drift, but
I think it's even harder to do a formation change without your best players. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough. M-Shat says, stay positive. We had half a team today. We go again. Big at yourself, M-Shat. Love my bro. Mr. Dasset Drift said this in the 17-18. Ban these third footballers, ban their families, ban their life for we need robot refs. End of. I'm done with the FA ban Spurs. Yeah,
right, I don't know if we've got the AI up to the point where we can have a robot ref yet.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the capacity for that yet.
If we do, I'll be scared for my life, because that means that flipping what's his name is real. What's the Terminator thing again?
The T-1000 thing.
Yeah, no, but Skynet.
Skynet. But you should know Skynet's about. You know Skynet's about. Skynet, listen to us right now, fam. There's a reason why I get cut off on the internet. Oops, said too much. LFC Sports TV says the reason why Harry Kane got a yellow card is because the ball hit the hand, not because of him sliding with studs showing, which is a red card. I do not know. Kane's one was more out of control than Robbo's. Robbo had, in my opinion, Robbo had more aggression, but Kane's one was like, you've just slid in, ball fully gone, and you've just taken a man out high. Robbo's one was, he was so close to winning the ball, but because he missed it, and I talk about that split head decision, and he's gone straight into the man. For me, they're both just as bad. It's just how you deem which one is worse. But again, the injustice is there because one was given as a yellow, one was given as a red, and only one of them was looked at as VAR. That can't be happening. Like, when I think about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's actually scandalous to the point where
of course
the referee's gone, I'll look at one of them, but I won't look at the other.
Bro, it's as obvious, it's as blatant cheating as you can get without actually admitting you're cheating.
It's actually
literally, bro. If Robbo doesn't jump, if Robbo don't jump, Kane could break his leg. Simple. If Robbo doesn't jump, Kane can break his leg. Simple. That is how bad the tackle was, bro.
Yeah. Tia Koreshi says, I have COVID. The ref just peed on me. Peed on me, peed me up. So I thought about the, the meme of from Friday, but you pee on me. But no, to hear, I hope you feel better, bro.
Yeah,
get well soon.
Get well, man.
Soon, bro. I maybe watch Friday as well. That actually might cheer you up. Friday.
Pee on me.
Innit? Pee on me. 975 Jamot says the Brenton and Brighton game is we here, not Tottenham. What?
I think he's talking about in the title race with those are the games where you
those are the games
point.
that Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you,
I
John.
agree
I
with
hear that.
that. I
I hear
agree
that. I
with
hear that.
that.
I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. Ash says Kane is a red, Roberts is a red in today's rule. Simply, we didn't deserve to win today. Worst goal all season. Well
XG,
done.
XG.
Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that. The XG. Yeah, you're right. Because I saw XG at half time. It was like 0.82 and Spurs are
Yeah,
two
it's
point
the
something.
worst we've had all season. Yeah,
Like
it was bad.
bad. Well done to Spurs. 3 points off the top. We go again. Let's not get too negative. Still all to play for. I agree with that. Let's not all get too negative. I know City are in the driving race. No one's saying City ain't gonna win the league. But what I am saying is don't give up yet, man. What I will say is judge it after AFCON. Because if we can hold down the fort and only still be 3 points behind after AFCON, we are still rolling. That's one thing I will say. People might disagree, but that's how I feel. Samax Legend says, credit to Conte, he done a job on Salah. Their left back never left halfway line and they doubled up on him when they had the ball. Good man management, to be fair. To be fair,
I actually disagree with that. I'm not like obviously if that's how Sam feels, then fair dues. I actually feel like Mo was the one who was actually a lot more one-on-one with Ben Davies, and Mane and Jota were the ones that were getting doubled up on. I actually think Salah just had a bad game.
yeah, Salah didn't have a good game, and not only
He
that,
he didn't beat Davies once,
no, he
and he
did
was
once. He did.
one-on-one
He
with
did. He
Davies a
did, but he
lot.
didn't do it. He didn't do enough though. Salah had a
No,
bad game today. Let's just call it out easy. He had a bad game. But one thing I will say, people, though, as great as Salah is, and he's still the best player in the world, I need people to understand that when Salah has these bad games, a lot of people probably say he just had an off day. But if Mane has this type of game, we all actually like flip our laptops over and go crazy and smash it up. We need to like just kind of calm it down because I think Mane had a good game. Jota had a good game, should have won a penalty. Salah didn't have a good game. And I just think we have to be fair, people. We love all of our strikers. No one loves more so one than the other. They all play for Liverpool. I just think we've got to back them all the same. And I know Mane might have had a slightly harder stretch than Salah. But still, man, Mane puts in that work, and because he's not a goal scorer like Salah, so to speak, I think he gets a lot more criticism, but you don't realize how dangerous he is during the game. Because sometimes people double up on Mane, like what you've said, when Emerson Royale and the other person, I think it might have been Tanganga, I can't remember who it was, will double up on him. And Mane was having to really think about what he was going to do when you had Salah up against Ben Davies, beat him one time, then came back inside, didn't know what to do, played a pass that could have been a bit more detrimental, and he didn't do that. So, we move.
and then at the same time, just because Salah had a bad game, don't jump down his throat.
Yeah.
Because he was bad today, but he's allowed to have a bad game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a pity it was against the team we needed him.
Yeah,
so
no, I agree with you. Nat said if I jump says, cool. We called for a red when Ronaldo did the same. What in terms of the Curtis Jones thing? If we're talking about the Curtis
that
Jones
was totally
thing,
different, Jammer.
That's different.
Ronaldo saw Jones on the floor and just ran up and kicked the ball into his chest. That's totally different.
Because you got a man on the floor where actually the game is theoretically like it's about to kind of stop, so to speak, because man's on the floor, he can't do nothing. Ronaldo just decides to just pump the ball into his chest for no reason. Like,
that was just pure frustration. He should have been sent off. Ronaldo shouldn't be sent off for that.
Yeah, you're not trying to win the ball there. You're just trying to be you're just trying to be a dickhead, in my opinion, anyway. But you know what I mean? Akozi says Jota pen non-call. Sorry, Jota pen non-call was disgraceful. Fully agree.
100%.
Absolutely disgraceful. Referees should be ashamed of themselves for that decision. Shakalaka Mecca Galeka says City won the league every time they were top on Christmas. Big challenge ahead, lads. Draw will cost us. Would you make a move in January transfer window to keep up with City? You already know the answer to that, if I'm being honest, Shakalaka. Well, I think the majority, in fact, I would say 100% of the fan base will definitely make a move. Because we know our squad is good enough, but we know that we could do with one or two more players, just especially with AFCON still going ahead. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, 100%, bro.
Do you know what I mean? Let me go back for the chat because there is a lot of super chats, people. I'm going to roll them back now. Let me just get back to Shakalaka. Ace and she says, fans got a protest now on the Refs Association. Yeah, you got a point there still. I'm trying to go back to Shakalaka's one so I can work my way down. Big up all you man that are super chatting as well. Big up you guys as well.
Yeah, man. Big up everyone in
enough
the chat
love,
today,
man. Enough love. I'm just trying to get back to the last one now. Here we are. Right, I'm on it now, people. I'm on it now. I can get to where I need to go.
You know what? That is true. The fans do have to protest. I can't even lie. It's getting to the point now where they really do just get away with it. They just get to cheat, and then we get angry, but no one does anything about it, bro.
Yeah.
It would be like if I saw you burgle my house and I call the feds and I'm like, yo, like, I just caught him, he ran off. And they're like, well, like, I'm telling you, I saw him. Like, what? Like, do you get what I mean? Like, I'm a witness. Like, I know who it was. I saw him. Like, and I know who he is. Yeah, well, like, what's going on? Where's the justice, bro?
It's crazy. I can't even lie. It kind of still annoys me as well. I know the thing is, we'll get into pay rates in a second, but Ali had the maddest game. Ali made some sick saves that saved us in the game.
You'll be surprised when we get to player ratings, but for me, for Ali.
But then Ali makes a big error, though, Drift. So
I know, bro. I know.
He made a 6 saves, but
I'm gonna give you an analogy. If you are present for all 7 of your childbirths, and then on the 8th one, something comes up and you miss it, you are not a bad dad, bro. You were there for all 7 of the first 7 kids, and you've just missed the 8th one. We have to pull you up and go, right, how did you miss the birth, bro? What happened? But man ain't gonna say you're a bad dad for it, bro. You was there for all 7 of the other births, bro.
I hear you, but
and that's like Ali. Ali's making save after save after save after save after save. Yes, he made an error, and we addressed that error. But then we don't just all of a sudden say he had a bad game and start coming down on him, bro. Like,
I hear you. No, I hear you. Let me read a few more supers. Mr. Dasset just says, watching you, man, is seriously stopping me from running up on some men. Real talk, watching you after a game. This is like therapy. Big up you, man. Paul in. Hey, Mr. Dasset, Drift. Listen, man, we're all here. We're all full hurt.
His name's Iniesta, man. He ain't even Tierney, man.
Paul Tierney, you know. It's actually Iniesta with a fake Iniesta because it hurts. I can't lie, fam. It hurts. Man's a dickhead straight up. Man's a straight dickhead. Ace Industry says refs get away with it as fans allow it for decades. No, it's true because we will never forget this. It's one of them things where end of season something happens or whoever, we're always going to come back to this moment. That's what hurts. Climb in front, Asen. Big up yourself, Tonic, my brother, you know, or you know what I mean. Big up. Can we address why every season, the moment we face any adversity, Drifty is so eager to say City's win the league? He doesn't do the reverse when we show promise. I'll let you answer that one, Drift. Yes. Hold
on. My phone's just gone a bit.
You're going a bit fine. One thing I will say is this. All right, I don't want to speak.
Hold on. What's my saying? Hold on. By the way, big up yourself, Tonic, for the super chat. That is very
He just kind of feels like maybe
very generous. Big up yourself.
City, you kind of
I'm eager to say that City's win the league. Listen, what did I say when the game finished, Matt? I said I am not giving up on the title by any means, but this is City's title now, in my opinion. They are 3 points clear. They are very hard to chase.
No, very hard to chase. They are the favourites.
That's not even me saying it because I'm just saying it. I'm going on history. The only time that City have not won the league in the last, 8 years or whatever it is when they're the team chasing and they haven't quite been able to keep up themselves. Every time they are the ones who are setting the pace, they win the league. They are so hard to chase down. They don't give any points away. They don't give points away. So they're 3 points clear with an easier Christmas run. Then we lose Mo Mane and Naby to AFCON. Bro, come on, man. How can anybody really believe that we're going to catch City now?
All right, can I say something? And this is to the people that disagree with you. Yes, City are in the lead. Yes, City are 3 points ahead. Yes, they look unbeatable. But you see, like, if I'm being honest, the real reason why we didn't win this game, Drift, it's not even about refereeing calls. It's about the amount of absences we had today because of the virus. City have been quite fortunate. They might go through that same thing. Who's to say? Or it might help them where the Premier League stops it and they were like, well, they just got the advantage because all their players seem like they're okay. And we were the only ones that really felt it out of all the top teams. Maybe Chelsea, obviously Chelsea as well, to be fair. But it's 3 points, not 30. We have to play City again. So do Chelsea. I know Man City.
We've got to go away, though, by the way, and City are at home for that
game.
Do
you want to know something?
We've got to go Etihad.
Bro, can I say something? I'll be honest with you. When it comes to Liverpool, Man City, especially us and them, I feel like home advantage don't mean anything sometimes. When we got Etihad, I'm not really fussed, in a weird way. Like, because it's like,
I don't know, bro. We don't really do well there.
No, but it's just two teams going like head on. City's fans are pretty much non-existent. No disrespect. It's not like their fans are going to give them an extra lift like it's Anfield. I feel like if we go there and perform, we can beat them.
No, but
But
I think the players themselves love playing at the Etihad though. Like forget
yeah,
the
that's true.
atmosphere.
That's true.
I just think the players themselves love playing at the Etihad. Do you know what I mean?
It's a weird one. Like it's like I would always fear, even though we spanked them this season, I would always fear Old Trafford over Etihad all the time. Etihad, I always fear it. Etihad one of the ones where I know we don't win a lot. Yeah, hardly ever. I'm trying to think. Last time we won was probably Champions
Only in
League.
the Champions League, bro. I
Yeah.
don't think we win there in the league. I swear down. We
No,
don't
you're
win
right.
at the
But
Etihad
it's
in the league,
weird.
bro.
I don't fear them like that. I don't know why. Maybe I should. Genie Houdini. It's a damn near impossible to beat City in a title race because they are properly backed while FSG leaves too many holes to fill the squad. I hear you, bro. There's a lot of holes that, and I don't know whether they're gonna get addressed. Edward says, I think it's a very good point. In the end, well rested Spurs. We have a patchwork side. Our regular mids out, so playing three guys who have no recent EPL starts. That's very true. Like
We will get to that. We will get to that after this when we start
playing
to have
Morton.
a bit. Yeah.
Because hold on a minute. When was the last time? Like I'm trying to think. Last time Milner, Morton, and Naby just started a Premier League game. I mean, you're searching. Musa LFC 21 says Salah had under 40 touches in 90. Should have come off.
We'll get to that as well after this.
Ty says we lose that game badly if not for Alisson.
Facts.
That's true. In a maddest way, it's true.
Facts.
Tibbo says the scenes of Simicast released the ball early. Yeah. Do you know what's so mad about Simicast?
And he normally does, Matt. He normally does, bro.
He's the
That's
best
bread
at doing
and butter for Simi normally, bro.
Simicast does that on a regular and just decided not to do it. Why? Just why? Pissing me off, man. The injustice is really killing man tonight. Raheel says Pogba and Naby gets a red, but is that same challenge from Kane gets a yellow? Matt, I think you may need to re-watch the Robbo one. I've never seen that type of challenge get a red before. We'll talk. Fair enough. I will re-watch it. I'm gonna stick by it from what I saw because I thought it was a little bit too over aggressive when he went over the ball because he didn't touch it. If he, as I said before, if he skims the ball, we can at least go, well, he got the ball. He skimmed it. It don't matter. Because the rule says if you get the ball and you're a little bit harsh afterwards, yes, it's a yellow. But because you don't touch it, that's the reason why I have to stick by what I said. But I will go and watch it, Raheel. I will.
I definitely agree with him saying that I've never seen that type of challenge get a red card before. I don't think I have. A standing challenge. I don't remember the last time I ever saw a standing challenge get a red card. I'm being honest.
Okay. Ty says, to be fair, Robbo crashes into players a lot. One of those unnoticed things about him, he's been a card waiting to happen. Let's see how Simicast does.
I don't necessarily.
He does. No, he does. Every now and again, he can leave a little bit afters. I will say.
Yeah. He's more aggressive than the rest of our defenders, but I don't think I would say he does it regularly though.
Yeah, that's hard to kind of judge, really. Marcus Barnes, big itself, bro, says both challenges were red. I seriously don't know how any Liverpool fan can rewatch Robert challenge and don't think it was a red. We should have had a pen. We got shafted. Take the draw and move on. Fair play, Marcus. Are there any more supers? I don't think there is at the moment. Let me double check. Actually, no, there is. Let me just make sure there's no more. Big up everyone as well as super chatting as well. I'm just bringing them.
Yeah, man. Big up everyone in the.
I'm just getting them all ready now, so I can read them off. Then we're gonna go into player ratings, people. So the last two that I can see, then we're going to player ratings. Joel says, "What is your take on the highline and how vulnerable you guys were at the back? Why do you guys think that was the case?" I'm guessing Joel's a neutral. I'm guessing because he goes you guys. So
yeah,
yeah.
I don't like the fact that Klopp doesn't kind of do in-game tactics to change it, even if that's the tactic we go in with, because it just constantly keeps on happening. I'm not even going to lie. He just watched it happen over and over and over again today. And it was really doing my head in. Like, literally, Tottenham actually, on the balance of play, Tottenham deserved the win. If you're going like, how many chances they had. If you actually look at the game for what it was.
Because look at the saves Ali made.
Yeah, if you look at the game for what it was, we were the better team. But if you look at the chances, Tottenham should have won the game. And that's why when we get to player ratings, you're going to be very shocked some of the scores I'm gonna be giving out, bro, because you know what I mean.
Fair enough.
I think there was one more that just came
Yeah,
in.
no, I've got a few more that's already.
Okay, cool. And then I want to ask you something about the situation with the midfield.
All right, Mr. Tibbs says, to be fair, especially being outside, everyone says Ali made it a match. However, that second half error was costly. That is very true. I agree with both of them. Ali made some 6 saves, but that second half mistake, you can't ignore it because it cost us a goal. If it's so mad, if Son misses the target or whatever, we're just like flipping out, Ali, man, you got to fix up because. And then you think about all the saves he made, you're like, he's man of the match. But because he made that error, how do you judge Ali? I think for me, this is probably the hardest player rating for a goalkeeper I've seen in a while because he kept us in the game and kept the score from a potentially being like 4-2, but he also cost us a goal that allowed them to equalize. So yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Akenzie says Milner stunk out the place, not starting quality. Yeah, we'll get into James Milner. I can't have him in front. There's a few things I say about James Milner. People might not like it, but it's what I gotta say. Yafu says Walker Red versus Leipzig is very similar to Robbo. Fair enough, Yafu. I can't remember.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I didn't see that record.
Samax Legend says, "Don't diss Ali. People are kung fu you, John Wick style. He gave us a point in the game, but if by the end of Jan 3 points leaders behind, then game is on." No, I hear you, bro. I hear you. It's not about cussing Ali. It's just more acknowledging because you can't cuss him. Ali made some 6 saves today. World-class saves, bro. Without Ali, we would have been in the mud. Mr. Deasat says, when I came to the UK and see Dean, Tierney, and Moss. I hear you, bro. Them 3 there on your target. Yeah, like John Wick and them ones. I hear you. Boy, the supers are coming in thick and fast.
You know what? Just start some of them if you can, so we can just quickly get into some topics because we don't want to get too distracted. We'll get back to the supers in a minute, guys. Big up everyone who's sending
last
them
one I'm going to read out before we get into it.
Go to
Red Storm says, "Love your work, guys. Jiff, I'm saying correct. We've been far too nice for too long. We've needed more grit, guys, and fire in the bellies for ages."
Yeah, 100%,
fire in the belly, fire in the belly still.
So let's talk about this now, Matt. Yeah, let's talk about this because the midfield was non-existent today. And they kept getting in, and they were getting in easy, bro. Like, I mean, they were getting in like it was like a Sunday league game.
If you're going to talk about that, Drift, should we do that in player range? Because that's when I think we should describe the players in terms of what you're about to say.
Okay, we can. Yeah? I mean, I just wanted to talk about the situation as a whole.
No. Do that. No. So I want you to talk about that. Remember what you're going to say, and I want you to talk about that with the midfield because I'm probably going to agree with a lot of what you're saying about the midfield. So yeah, let me bring it up now for the player ratings. Give me one sec, people. Bring this up because I think there's a lot to discuss when it comes to the player rating. I think this might be the most controversial player ratings we've had in a while, to be fair, because I think everyone's gonna have a lot of contrasted answers. I could be wrong here, but you know. Right, hold on. Let me make this. So you know what? I'll make it I'll make it full screen. All right, people, if you are super chatting, do not worry. I will save them all and read them out after the player ratings. So do not worry. So please feel free to still super chat. We're definitely going to read them all. I promise you. I'll go through the whole thing if I have to and make sure they are read. But right now, we just want to get to some player ratings. I'm sure a lot of you lot want to get stuck into it and actually talk about how the players performed today. So, Drift, I think for me, this is the hardest one. I'll be honest with you, Drift.
It's not even hard for me, big man.
8. What are you giving it, Ali? You giving him an 8?
I'm giving him an 8. Now, as I said to you before, bro.
Explain why you're giving him an 8. Here you go.
Okay, I'll use a less I'll use a less dramatic analogy. I'm just angry in it. Bear with me. When I'm angry, my analogies get a bit mad. All right. Say you've been married for 10 years and you're always very good at remembering your anniversary. And then you miss one anniversary and your wife's like, "I get you sleeping on the couch. I can't believe it. You're an arsehole." You'd be like, "Right, like, I've just been busy, man. I had a lot on my mind. Like, I made a mistake. Sorry, babe." Do you know what I mean? Like every year I'm there. I take you out. Like, come on, man. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I feel like Ali's game was today, bro. I feel like he was just making save after save after save after save. And then, yes, his mistake was bad, but it does not make him have a bad game. It was a bad mistake in a game, but he did not have a bad game. Without Ali today, bro, we would have probably let in about 5 or 6, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, he actually made proper sweeper decisions, came out, cleared. You see the one that he messed up on? He actually did that about 3 or 4 times well. Do you get what I mean? Like, coming out and clearing the ball and making up for the mistakes of the defenders and whatnot. Like,
yeah.
For me, he still had a good game, but he just made a massive boo-boo in the game that makes him going from a 10 or a 9 down to an 8. Because for me, he don't make that mistake, I'm probably giving Ali a 9 or a 10. I'm going to be honest. He was amazing today.
All right, let me ask you this. All right.
So that's where I lie with it, bro.
All right. I kind of agree with everything, like 9% of what you said. But you see the mistake that did let in the goal. Not only that, remember there was another part where he kind of rushed out and we were like, Ali, what are you doing? He did have these moments in the game. However, they obviously weren't as costly as the one mistake he made. He made, in my opinion, 2 or 3 world-class saves today that saved our bacon. You're right. If he doesn't concede, I'm giving Ali a 9 probably. Maybe even a 10 because he's absolutely sensational. But I can't ignore the fact, Jiff, that he did make an error. And even though I'm not going to go too far off what you're saying, I'm going to be honest, I would give him a 7. I would give him an 8 if it didn't. In fact, no, because he still would have. It's hard, bro. I'm going to be real. Because he cost us the goal, Drift. That, you see how we feel like we've lost the game, even though we drew it? It hurts because we didn't lose the game, we drew it, but it felt like a loss. And you have to kind of acknowledge it and think, if Ali doesn't make that error, that one big error, we could have got away with getting the 3 points today. And do you get what I'm trying to say? But it's such a fine margin, it burns because it's like, flipping out, bro. Why did you make that error? Because if you don't make that error, we can ignore the madness you done earlier because you made 3 crazy 6 saves, bro. There was one save you shouldn't have made, the one where Dele Alli, even though he underplayed that ball horribly to Kane, Kane's good enough to just put that past him. That's why I would give him a 7. I know you want to give him an 8. I would give him a 7.
I'm not arguing against what you're saying, like you're wrong. I fully get your opinion.
Yeah.
I just feel like the fact that he had to keep making save after save after save. It's almost like, do you know what it is, bro? If you keep on putting sellotape round the pipe instead of filling the hole, eventually it's gonna burst, bro. Like, he just kept having to make save after save. It was almost like a mistake was inevitable because we kept making him have to make saves. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like he had a very good game and made one bad mistake. Don't get me wrong, it was a bad mistake. I'm looking at him like, Ali, how on earth did you even make that mistake? But I feel like he was just called upon way too much. Like, Ali was in that game way more than he should have been.
I hear you.
That game might have been embarrassing without Ali. I'm going to be honest with you. That game might have been embarrassing in terms of the scoreline.
I'm going to do it live on the air. We do it now. Let me see if I can do one live on the air. Is it going to allow me to do it? Is it going to allow me to do it? Live on the air. Yeah? We're going to call it an Ali moment. That's what we're calling it, people. Call it an Ali moment. Will it allow me to do it? I'd rub off, please. Let me do it. Is it let me do it? Oh, we've got too many news. Delete, roll. Oh. For a minute, I thought we scanned.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Worry,
the DJ, what's happening?
Hold on. I've never used this thing before. Hold on. All right, hold on. So where's the 7? Where's the 7 gone? Are you joking? All right, don't mind. I've got this, people. Don't mind. Adra above 7.
So, guys, this is what happens when we have live TV.
Yeah, this stuff is already prepared before, but I'm not gonna lie. We ain't got car right now, so man's doing this live. Adra above. Good. So why is it still added? No, seriously, why is it deleted to 6?
Bro, I don't think you know what's going on here, bro.
No. You saw what I did, people, on my line. This is Liverpool season right now. It's a bit of a mess. So we've lost a 6. I want to add a row above. A 6.
Bro, you clearly are doing something wrong.
I've got it, Drift. I've got it. Don't worry, bro. We move. This is man like Matt. We don't stay in the mud forever. What was 6 called? Can you remember? What was 6 called?
Above average.
Okay, cool.
You know, a couple of people are making very good points in the chat. And to the mistake, Ali was man of the match. And one mistake can't drastically and someone even made a good point. If Ali isn't man of the match for Liverpool, then who is?
Andre,
even with the mistake, Kanate,
mad.
Probably the only other one.
Yeah.
So what you want to do? Give him a 7.5. We're going down the middle. Yeah, is that why he's creating it?
And I've even called it the Ali moment. He had a moment in the game. People can't respect that and say, you know what I mean? People are seeing Matt bottled it. Listen, I've never done this thing. Lies, but you know what I mean? It just messed up for me today. But it is what it is. We move. All right, cool. TAA, Trent Alexander-Arnold. All right, back. I'm gonna be real, Jeff. Let me say this first. The triangle one.
Conroy makes a good point. It probably would have been Robbo if he didn't get the red card for real.
Robbo was sensational.
But then again, I feel like maybe he should still be allowed to get man in the match because he was unfairly sent off.
To be fair, Robbo only was playing sick when he had after that rollicking from Klopp. Let's not see that Robbo was playing a bit doo-doo. We have to be honest there. And I know,
I think the whole team was playing crap for the first
I know that's your boy,
minutes,
but I think for me, after you got rollicked, that's when Robbo really stepped up. Because before he was acting like he was still asleep, fam. But that's just me. All right, cool. TAA, bro. What are we saying? Right. They doubled up on him a few times. Henderson wasn't there. The
probably
triangle
his worst game of the season.
He weren't good, innit? Trent weren't really that good, fam. Even the passing. He was very. Can I say something else to you quickly? He was very reserved in his passing for whatever reason.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a slight part of me that feels like maybe because the midfield was unbalanced and because he didn't have Hendo or Thiago to help him connect the dots,
he didn't have the same trust.
Maybe he felt a little bit insecure today, and maybe he was even instructed not to go forward as much. I'd probably give him a 6 today. Because he did make a couple of very good crosses into the box and he did make a couple of good runs, but he also made some really poor crosses. But he was involved in the game still. So I'd give him a 6. I'd give him a 6.
All right. My centre-back, Kanate, fam. Let me go first. I thought he played very well. He done the best that he could, made a very good block against Kane in the first half. I felt like when Spurs were getting in behind, he held the line. But I remember at one point we spoke about Robbo. Robbo wasn't kind of switched on. I think Ibu had a very, very good game today. I can't lie.
It was Robbo's fault for the goal slightly because he's the one who played Kane on side.
This is what I was going to say. For me, I'm giving Ibu an 8. I know we conceded 2 and it's kind of weird because like, how can you give someone an 8 when you conceded 2? But I still thought Ibu played very well.
I'll give Ibu an 8.5. I actually think Ibu was very good today. I thought he was very good today.
Call it 8. Because I can't bother to make the half one because in case it goes wrong again.
Is there no 8.5? I thought there was an 8.5.
No,
do you know what? I think Cal sent you the wrong one, bruv. There is an 8.5.
Cal sent me this one, fam. You putting him on blast. He gave me the fake one. He gave me the fake.
I gave you the prototype.
In it for real. All right then, Matip. What we're giving Joel.
I think Matip was better in advancement with the ball than he was defensively today, funny enough. He made some really good runs. His passing was good. No, he wasn't better than Ibu. No.
That's what I was going to say. I thought Matip was good, though.
Matip was... I'll give Matip a 7.
I would as well. I thought it was good. Matip was good.
Yeah, I'd give him a 7. I thought he could have been better. Maybe even a 6.5 to a 7, but yeah.
No, fair play. All right, then. So, the guy who got sent off...
I'm giving Robbo an 8 because that was an unjust red card he didn't deserve, and he was very good. Goal assist, took his goal brilliantly.
All right.
That header wasn't easy, you know.
But what happens if you have to? No, you're right because it's got to go 100%. But Jeff, you kind of have to factor in even though we don't agree with it, or you don't agree with it, even though I do, but it's
Mm.
more to do with because of Kane thing. You have to factor in he still got sent off. So if a player gets sent off, can we still hold him by those same standards because he got sent off? Just like how, for example, I gave you my explanation for Ali. Ali played very well, but obviously his mistake cost us a goal, so I couldn't agree with you and give him the 8, so I had to drop him down. Would you not do the same thing for Robert, or are you gonna completely ignore that, so to speak?
Because the mistake is actually Alisson's fault. I understand where you're punishing for it. I
Mm.
believe that Robbo was unjustly sent off, so I'm not going to punish him for it.
All right.
So I'm going to give him an 8.
I personally would give him a 7.5. Reason being, I would have given him an 8, but because of the whole, he had an Ali moment. We're gonna call it an Ali moment, even though it's more of a Robert moment. That's why I would give him a 7.5.
Fair enough. If the red card is your fault, you massively get marked down. But when I
Mm.
feel it's very unjust and it wasn't your fault, I'm not going to mark you down for it.
So really, we needed 7.75 to meet in the middle. All right, we'll say.
Man,
All
never
right,
say we need a Robbo moment.
all right, people. Are we giving Robert a 7.5 or 8? I'm gonna go the majority because it's just me and Drift. So I'm gonna go the majority. Quickly. What you saying?
Yeah,
Seven.
7.5. I'm cool with that. All right, cool,
7.5. All
cool.
right, cool. All right then. This is where it gets techie, bro. Mad techie. Midfield drift. The midfield that we just didn't want to see. The midfield that I think when I saw you earlier on today, bro, I was like, oh, Thiago might have the virus, you know. And you were like,
Yeah, I
seriously? I was
can't
like,
believe
yeah.
that we were making jokes at the christening, bro, and then it actually was real, brother. It's like, oh my
Mm.
days, bro.
So
Hendo missing was the one that hit me for 6 after hearing that the Thiago thing was real, though, because I thought Hendo would still be there. Once Hendo wasn't there, I was like, oh, flip's sake, man.
Tyler Morton drift.
Hmm.
This brother right here. What are we giving Tyler Morton, bro? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. He found it hard today, bro. He found it hard. Not his
Yeah,
fault, but he was thrown in the deep end. He done the best that he could.
don't
Um,
don't throw him under the bus, people. He's a
yeah,
Ute, man.
100%
He
of
was
you.
thrown in at the deep end. But if we're gonna call a spade and keep it a buck 50, no more than a 4. He was poor.
Ooh, I was gonna give him average because the pot. What it is, Drift.
Nah, he was worse than
You
average,
think his
bro.
passing was that bad? Because I thought his
No, no,
passing was good.
some of his passing was okay, but bruv, he was a ghost.
Oh,
He wasn't winning tackles. The ball
he
was
was
bouncing
non-existent,
over him.
man.
He wasn't winning
For real.
headers. But he was a ghost, bro.
Yeah, I know. It just hurts to do
He
that
was
to
an
one of our youngsters,
absolute
man.
ghost. But no, I'm not piling on him. I'm not gonna pick him out. I'm not gonna start
I was gonna
rushing
say
him.
5 because he was, bro. Imagine thinking like you're gonna come on for the last 5 minutes, but then the manager's just like, no, you're playing the full game, and you're like,
Bro,
oh,
you
okay,
tell me a
boss.
moment that Morton did anything well
He
without
done.
piling on him.
All right. To be fair, there was a few times he got the ball and released it early into. He was very progressive with his passing, and he was trying to. Actually, no, I just remember one spray he tried and he gave it away. Yeah, he gets a 4.
Mm. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a kid though.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah.
kid.
No, no, I'm not piling
He's
on
a
him.
youth
No one
man.
throw him under the bus. Do you
He's
know
a
what I
youth
mean?
man.
He's a 4. He gets a 4.
This is where it's gonna get real hard because our midfield was a bit me. But all right, James Milner, cuz.
I'm gonna just give Milner a straight 5.
Yeah,
I,
bro. I'm gonna
I,
be honest.
I
Milner,
think he was slightly better than Morton, but yeah, Milner's normally better than that, man. Milner's normally way better than that, man.
I'm gonna be real. James Milner has been one of our best servants in recent Premier League history.
Mm.
I don't know whether he was just like not in game shape or whatever, but Milner stunk out the joint, fam. He stunk it out, bro. He
I don't know if
didn't.
I'd go as far as say he stunk it out, but he
No,
just
you want to
wasn't
know
good.
why? All right, it's because he's our most experienced midfielder, and one thing you wanted from him, like
Mm.
just be a 6 in it, fam. We're not asking you to be a 7, just be a 6. Just stabilize the thing and allow the others to do their thing. But I'm
I
not gonna
feel
lie,
like he
he
was
didn't set
overcompensating
pace.
his own game to help Morton as well, which I think
He probably should.
people are not paying attention to. So it was affecting his game a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll give him a 5.
I'll give him a 5 as well. Yeah, no, Milner let me down today, but we move.
Mm.
Naby Keita.
I'll give him a 5 as well.
Would you?
I think he was more progressive with the ball than Milner and Morton, and he did get involved in the attack. He made a
Mm.
couple of good dribbles and that, but he also made a couple of bad dribbles, bad passes. I just say it was average. I would say Naby was a 5 as well today. And
See,
he
I
wasn't
was gonna.
pressing well. That's why they kept being able to just play that long
Ooh.
ball over the top all the time.
See, I was gonna say 6 because I think his defensive rate, in my opinion, got unnoticed, especially that challenge that he made toward, I think in the first half where he intercepted a very good chance where I think Kane. Remember, Kane was running through. Kane was running. Matip was trying to keep out of him, and then Kane played the ball across, and then Naby intercepted. Not only that, I think out of all our midfielders, Naby was the most progressive and the one that was willing to take chances to make it happen. I would have given him a 6 personally. Because I think he was, well, I thought he was a little bit better than Milner. I have to be honest. Like, I wouldn't have said him and Milner played the same game.
Mm.
Like, I would have said Naby was a bit better.
Yeah, I think he was definitely the best midfielder. I definitely agree with that. I'm just trying to think though, when a midfield that didn't do anything
But
in the
no, but
game.
it's because as a unit, no, what it is though, as a unit, they were bad. But as individuals, I think if I'm being, I don't know, people say, Matt,
Yeah,
you're
all right.
biased. I'm just being honest. I
I'll
think
let
Naby
you.
was the best out of our midfielders.
I'll let you give him a 6 then for real. I'll let you give him a 6.
I thought it was the best out of our
Yeah,
midfielders.
he was all right. He actually was all right for real. He was all right. Naby definitely didn't have a bad game. You're right. He didn't have a bad game. Maybe even a 6.5
I can
for
see the
real if
chat
I'm
is about
thinking
to go
about
wild. I'm seeing, yeah, you're being biased. You're being biased, man. I'm just giving my opinion, man. You know what I mean? I'm not being biased, bro. All right,
I
who's
definitely
next?
feel like he shouldn't have bottled that tackle though when they scored. That was definitely typical Naby, like not being
No,
strong
that's
enough.
the thing. Do you know, okay, if I'm being honest, I've seen other midfielders do that. I have to be honest. Because I've seen Naby going hard and I've seen Naby do that. I will say there's inconsistencies sometimes with his tackling, but I'm not going to sit here and say I've never seen other midfielders do it for my team and they don't. But when there's a bit of a target on your back, I think it's very easy to kind of target someone as well. One thing I will say. But we move
Yeah, all
with
right, give him a 6.
front three.
Mm.
Diogo Jota, who should have won a penalty and scored an amazing header. What are we giving Jota?
Um, I'd give Jota an 8, 7.5 to an 8. I thought it was good.
I think Jota was an 8. I thought Jota was
Yeah,
very
he was
good.
definitely the best
He
of our
should have
forward
scored.
players.
Remember that chance though, where we were like, "Why did he hit first time?" And he cut back onto his left, like he's left footed.
Yeah. That was jarring.
But the
Oh
header,
man, I forgot about that chance, man. He
yeah,
took his
bro,
goal brilliantly.
he did.
He should have won a
Jota does that.
penalty. He was
Yeah,
a constant thorn in their side the
should have
whole
got
time.
2. He should have got 2. In fact,
Yeah.
if he would have taken the penalty, he probably would have got a hat trick. If he would have got the 3, but
No. Salah
I
would
thought
have
Jota
took the
played well.
penalty.
No,
Yeah.
he would. I'm just saying though, if Jota won the pen and he was
No, and Milner,
allowed to take the
sorry.
pen.
Milner would have probably took the penalties, actually, to be fair.
Feels
Seven and a
right.
half to an 8 for Jota for me.
I'm giving Jota an 8. I thought he was very, very good today. I thought he was very good. All right. Sadio Mane. Let me go first on this one, because I know you got a lot to say.
Go
Let me go first. Had a couple of iffy touches in the first half, then stepped up his game. Was always willing to take on his man in a one-on-one, going to the byline, putting in crosses in. For me, he was a constant menace to their right back. Even when they touched double up on him, he still tried to make things work. Didn't get into goal scoring positions as much as Jota and Salah, but I'm not going to ignore the work and craft and from an attacking point that he gave us on that left wing. For me, Salah shouldn't get less than a 7.5 for me. Like, I'm being honest, he shouldn't get less than 7.5.
Mane,
and there's no how. Yeah. Sorry.
You said Salah, yeah.
sorry. 7.5 or an 8. I'm being genuinely honest. If you think Mane was below a 7.5, I don't know what else you want him to do other than score a goal. And that's the thing. You can still play well without scoring a goal. And I think sometimes if Salah scores a goal and Mane doesn't, we're very quick to go, well, Salah scored, like, he's the guy. But Mane was very, very good today. I thought Mane was very good. And he was always a willing recipient to try and take his man. Now, I'm going to be real, fam. Mane's an 8. I'm just being honest. Mane's an 8. I don't know what you're going to give him, but for me, he's an 8, fam.
I would have probably given him a 7.5, but I see where you're coming from. He did beat his man. He got fouled a lot.
He's a menace all the time, bro.
He was getting doubled up on. Yeah. And I mean, and this is the thing, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Generally speaking, I do get why Mo would be left on in a game because he's the biggest goal threat we have out of all of our players.
Yeah.
But in a game where he's playing as badly as he did today, for Mane to be the one brought off, that for me is that favoritism thing we say that Klopp likes to go to. And I'm not really like it. just to try and get Mo involved in the game, he even played Mo in a position that isn't good for Mo, man. Mo does not play well as a striker,
Not
out and
there it
out
is.
down the middle. I
Not in a
don't
game like
like
that with
it,
five
bro.
centre backs. Not with five centre backs. You could do that with like a
Yeah,
normal
bro.
four at the back team. Not with five.
Yeah, I don't know why he sacrificed Mane when Salah was having such a bad game. I would have just left Jota up front and put Mane on the
Same.
right and took off Salah. It was a very weird decision. Very weird decision. But again, Salah is the goal threat. So I guess, you know what I mean? And Salah probably would have actually scored if Tsimikas had played the ball properly. So I guess when you actually deep it, putting Salah up front would have worked.
For that one moment, though, yeah, you're
yeah,
right. Though.
yeah, for that one moment.
But I think Jota should have Bob. So it's cutting it on your thing, bro. But what annoyed me the most was Jota going to the right hand side, bro. I do not, especially in a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Why is Jota going to the side? If anything, out of all the players we have, he's kind of like a bit like Salah, very instinctive. So like he just sniffs out danger. If you're gonna go 4-2-3-1, Klopp, if you're watching, and I know you watch the channel because we've seen a few things. I know you watch the channel. LFC did their research. We know this. Bro, I beg you play Jota up front if you're going 4-2-3-1. Don't play him on the right. Put Salah on the right if you want to keep him on. Mane on the left and Firmino as the 10. It don't make sense to put Jota on the right, fam. It really doesn't. Because he can't beat his man as easy as Salah and Mane. That's facts.
And not only that, bro, he put Bobby left or Bobby floating. And like
floating, I think. Yeah.
But Mane had the beating of Emerson all game.
Yeah.
Like, let him just keep doing it, man. Like, it was a weird decision. I'll give Mane a 7.5 to an 8, bro. So I don't know what you want to compromise.
I'm giving him an 8, man. I'm giving him an 8.
Yeah, all right. I'll give him an 8. I think he was beating his man. I think Jota was the best of the front three, but
ever so slightly. But that's again because he scored a goal. And here's the thing: because we put a lot of weight. Sometimes I feel like in goals, but in terms of like. Remember, Mane was just as dangerous as Jota. It's just that Jota got his goal because remember, Jota playing central, the ball fell for him where he was able to score. Mane was never in a position like that during the whole game. He wasn't like that. He's more of a byline.
Yeah, there was only one chance that Mane got that header when Robbo dinked it to the back post, but it was a very tight angle and obviously he was being challenged as well. So yeah. All right, I'll give him an 8.
All right, next. This is gonna cause a lot of controversy, but man's just being a realist. I ain't got time for it. Mohamed Salah. Let me go first, Drew.
Yeah, go on then.
I know Salah has a massive fan base. We love him. We understand he's the best player in the world, but in my opinion, Salah didn't have a good game today. He hardly got involved in the game, partly because of us as well, because a lot of the times we gave him the ball, it was basically like Salah beat your man and make something happen. But I felt like the positions that he took up as well could have been a bit better. Could have went a little bit more central to allow Trent that overlap. Wasn't willing to really do that today. Maybe the midfield dynamics didn't allow him to do that. But Salah was, for me, not doing it. Some of the passing was a little bit off. Could have been a bit more progressive. It just wasn't a good game from Salah. Man, I have to be honest. Me personally, I would give Salah a 5/5.5. I don't know about you, Drift, but that's just what I would give him. I don't know about you. I'm being honest.
I would do it the other way around. I'd probably go 5/4. That's top 5 worst performances Mo's had in the Liverpool kit, and he's
ineffective, bro.
He hasn't had many bad games. Let's be real, but that was definitely one of the worst games Salah's had in the Liverpool kit. Like,
facts.
I barely remember Mo doing anything other than he could have scored if Tsimikas had played that pass. Other than that, I genuinely, like, he couldn't even beat Davies. And I'm going to be real with you, bro. Davies is the shittest defender in the league out of, like, the top teams. Like, no, honestly, Davies is a pile of shit. I don't even mean to be rude. No disrespect. He is a horrible defender, bro. And Mo didn't beat him once, bro.
Davies is kind of doozy.
Like, Mo didn't beat Davies once, bro. And, like, I'm thinking Salah is going to eat, bro. In his defense,
we all did.
In Mo's defense, I definitely think the whole right side was messed up. The fact that there was no Hendo and there was no Thiago, meaning that the right-sided triangle that we used to wasn't there, and that affected Salah. So I'm gonna give Salah some defense there. I think the team was a bit lopsided because of that. And that was affecting Mo's game. And it probably was affecting Trent's game as well, but being completely honest. I think both of them were being affected by Thiago and Hendo missing in midfield.
Yeah.
So it probably says a lot. But them two didn't link up like they normally do, Trent and Mo. Like the whole right side today was non-existent to a larger degree in it. If you really think about it,
the right side was
the left side was playing well, and the right side was pretty much non-existent for the majority of the game, bro. So to be fair, 5 is probably being generous, bro. But I'll give him a 5.
We'll give him a 5. So you see, I mean, the Salah love's still there, but I'm gonna be real. Salah ineffective today. He was ineffective. I think, as you said, it's so mad because if he scored, if Tsimikas puts in that cross straight away, I kind of have to, you have that fear that Salah would have scored it. But again,
Salah would have scored that. Salah would have scored.
100%. But I still think it was poor, man. You know what? Chat, I'm gonna go with you. I'm just looking at the chat now. I just want to see what you guys are saying. A lot of you are saying 4. A lot of you are saying 5.
A lot of people are saying 4 or 5. Yeah, I think people are torn between the 4 and the 5.
I think we have to be real. Let me see a couple more ratings. Mine was on today. 4.
All right, let me ask you a question. Yeah, let me ask you a question. This might make it a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
In any way, can you justify that Salah was as good as Milner today?
They were both poor though, innit? They both were like, because I'm gonna be real, fam.
Was Salah as bad as Morton?
Was it? Do you know what it is? Salah was just like, bro, I don't remember him doing nothing.
He didn't do anything.
You know, one of them ones where it's like, at one point, someone could have said, did you realize there was a mistake and we had 10 people on the pitch? It's one of those ones.
And I think it made it even worse when he put Salah up front. That was just a bad decision. But I don't blame Mo for that. I blame Klopp for that. He should have never played. He should have brought off Salah and he should have switched Mane to the right, or just left Mane skinning Emerson because he had to beat him all game. And left Jota up front. I don't know. That was weird, man. I know what he's doing. He's doing it for pace, but Tottenham didn't advance up the pitch enough for the pace to matter, really. I don't know. Let's leave him at a 5, innit? Let's leave him at a 5.
Yeah. I would give him a 5. I'll give him a 5 as well. All right. So that leads us now to the substitutes, innit? So who came on? It was what was it? Joe Gomez.
Firmino.
We'll go Firmino first. I'm gonna be honest with.
Firmino gets a 4. He didn't even fucking touch the ball.
I don't even remember him doing anything.
He didn't even touch the ball, did he?
He needs fitness. You can tell he's like he can tell the play. The thing is, sometimes Firmino could just come in and do madness, but I think this injury that he's had for a little while, I think it's the calf. Was it the calf injury? Was it calf?
No, but it was a hamstring injury.
Hamstring injury has really kind of like taken its toll on him. You can tell Firmino needs to get more games underneath his belt. And to be fair, he's normally one of the ones where he can just kind of just jump straight in and a bit like a Daniel Sturridge kind of thing where he don't need a lot of games in between. He could just do it, but I think he felt the pace.
Yeah, and he's normally brilliant off the bench as well. I think Firmino is one of our best players to come off the bench and impact the game. But he was non-existent, bro.
Facts. Joe Gomez, he came on the pitch, didn't he? Joe Gomez?
Yeah, he barely played. I don't know if it's fair to judge.
Do we even give him a rating?
Joe barely played. I think he got like maybe 2 or 3 minutes and then the extra and then the injury time. And that was it.
Tsimikas, bro.
I've got to give Simi a 4 or a 5 as well, man, because he should have played that pass.
You know what? He played well. It's just the pass let us down. Will we say he's average or do we say he's poor? Because even though that was a really bad like pass, it's hard to say whether it's detrimental. Because even though we think Salah will score, we don't know if definitively Salah would have scored. We just think he most likely would have. So are we being a bit harsh on Simi if we give him a 4? I'll say give him a 5 personally.
Yeah, let's give him a 5, yeah.
Was there anyone else that came on the pitch? Did Ox come on the pitch? I'm trying to remember. Did Ox come on the pitch?
No, that was it. That was it.
That was it, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously we can't do a
do you know what's mad, bro? Today is the type of game where if Divok's playing, even when we went down to 10, Divock could have stretched the play, but he's a natural striker, bro. Do you know what I mean? And maybe he could have took one of those opportunities that dropped. I don't know. Oh, if buts and maybe. Divock loves a goal against Tottenham, innit? So
It's
To be fair,
frustrating.
Salah normally plays really well against
He
Tottenham. I'm
does.
actually
Salah
quite
normally gets
shocked.
a goal against Spurs.
Yeah.
We were there for his first goal against Spurs, where he remember when he beat like 3 man. Remember at Anfield. Let's not sleep on that 17-18 season. When everyone's like, he done the Messi type goal. Remember,
You know
Jeff?
we don't. You know we don't really play that well away at Tottenham. You know they were talking about it before. We don't play that well away at Tottenham. We play well against Tottenham at home, but we don't have the greatest away record against
Not the
Tottenham.
greatest. We can beat them, and we have done it in recent, but we haven't got the greatest record overall. You're right, not overall.
Mm.
All right, then what we giving? What we giving Jurgen, Drew? What we giving Jurgen?
I can't give Jurgen any more than a 5 or a 6 today.
If he doesn't play Morton, he could have went Ox. He could have done a double pivot from the beginning. Do we think?
All right, let's talk about that then. Is that a bad decision to start Morton? Don't look at it in hindsight that Morton had a bad game. Try and bring yourself back to the beginning of the game before you know what happened. Is it a bad decision to play Morton? He played really well in the Cup. He played really well at the San Siro. Is it a bad decision without hindsight?
For Klopp, no, because he thinks he's played well every single time he's played. He's done one at the San Siro, he's played extremely well. He probably thinks now is maybe the time to maybe kind of ease him into a big game and see what he's about. And at some point with the Christmas fixtures pile-up thing, he would have had to have played him. However, I think if you got Oxlade-Chamberlain sitting on the bench and a Firmino where you can slightly tweak the system and go 4-2-3-1, or play play Milner and Naby as a double pivot and play Ox slightly ahead, I think you're probably better off doing that and maybe bringing on Morton maybe to kind of like hold a lead if we're winning 2-1. So if, in my opinion, I think Klopp made a mistake and I would give him a 5. I think he made a mistake.
So you would have played Milner in the holding position, and
I would have played not by himself, Milner and Naby as a double pivot and play Ox ahead. That's what I would have done to start the game. And if that didn't work, that's when I would have said bring on Firmino. But obviously that would have been before hindsight because I didn't realize how bad Firmino is off the kind of boil, so to speak. So
okay. Yeah, I don't that would have probably been a good idea. And Ox has been playing well, but then again, Ox and Naby don't really play well together.
All right, we say that, yeah, but I reckon Ox and Naby and Milner would have been a more effective trio just by taking out Morton.
But listen to that midfield for a second. Whenever we talk about who should leave Liverpool, yeah, now forget about the fact that they are good players in their own right. But whenever we talk about who should leave Liverpool, it's Milner retire and become a coach, and cash in on Naby and cash in on Ox.
Yeah,
and those are the only fit senior midfielders today. Bro, if you really deep it, yeah, let's take our anger out of the situation. Let's take our emotions out of the situation.
Yeah.
Did we do brilliantly to go? Yeah. Did we do brilliantly to go away to a big team? Because now they've got Conte, they are a big team again. We can't laugh at them anymore like how we used to under Nuno and all that.
You can't laugh at them.
Now they've got Conte now. They're a big team now, yeah? They're back to being a big team again. We just went away to their ground and got a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
And the referee tried to skank us in the game as well. And we had our worst midfield. The worst midfield we could possibly put out in terms of who we believe should move on and all of that. So should we kind of look at this a little bit more positive? Because, bro, are we underestimating the fact that Virgil was out?
No, of course.
Fabinho is out.
No, Virgil.
Thiago is out.
Thiago, Henderson.
Hendo is out.
Yeah.
Firmino's not fit. Divock is out. Like, bro.
I hear you.
Bro, like,
we were suffering.
Maybe we're angry and we're emotional at the way the game unfolded. And maybe if you look back at it afterwards, you go, raw. We did bloody well to get a point in a game where we went and Morton and Milner were in a double pivot or like they were the two.
I'm glad you said that because if I said that to you not after they scored, but if I said that to you like at final whistle, you would have been like, nah, bruv. No. Man City don't drop points and you know what you're like because we've been doing this back and forth thing for years, cuz we know how it goes. But all jokes aside, I'm glad you said that because here's the thing, Drift. In hindsight, you look at it and go, yeah, you're right, because we went there with Tyler Morton, Milner, and Naby Keita. No one in their right mind is going to pick that 3 as a combo. Nobody is.
And
Nobody.
Naby is only 1 game back from injury as well.
And Milner's just come up from injury. And Tyler Morton
is a kid.
Is a youth, man. Tyler Morton is, do you know what I mean? He's still grafting. He's not on that level, but he's learning. He's getting there. But the problem is that we've had it, obviously, with the virus, without going too much into it. It's been forced upon him to play. And you know what it is? He got thrown in the deep end. And unfortunately, one of his armbands did burst, didn't it? He kept afloat. It's not like he scored no goal or he gave away a goal. One of his armbands burst. So he was treading water for the whole game. You like that analogy, innit? His armbands burst. So he's treading water for a lot of the game. And it was just unfortunate. But again, I'll stress this as well, to Drift. We were, with the lineup that we had and the lineup that we could have put out, I know it feels like a loss, because it does feel like a loss, bro. But we're 3 points behind them. We played Tyler Morton, Naby Keita, and James Milner. As you said, let that sink in. Do you know when the real test comes, Jeff? And I'll be honest with you, it will be AFCON. If we can stick to Man City through AFCON, bro, believe me, it's on. But if we drop more points,
we do that, bro?
But this is what I'm saying, and that's why I emphasize the if, because I don't know if we can do it. But I'm saying if we are able to stick with them, bro, we have a chance. If we're not able to stick with them, unfortunately, that's when we will always look back at the season and go, AFCON hurt us. Not even what's going on in the world with the virus, because everyone's got the virus, just in different circumstances.
Oh no, everyone don't have it. City don't.
But majority of teams.
How have they managed to keep themselves so cool as well, bro? Everyone else has got players dropping left, right, center, and they've just miraculously got through this okay. We need to
maybe I should piss in the wind for City, because you know what I'm saying?
We need to take a page out of their book, bro. Whatever they're doing, we need to copy them, innit?
Nah, it's facts. But nah, it's just frustrating, bro, because listen, people, 700 you in the chat, smash the like button if you haven't already. Liverpool just drew with Spurs 2-2. We were robbed by the referee. Tyler Morton, James Milner, and Naby Keita started the game. A 3 that you just never would put out on your team sheet, but obviously with the injuries that we had, it's annoying, but it could have been worse. As Drift said, Alisson could have made more blunders, or if Alisson don't make those mistakes and he still makes that blunder, we're getting packed. Big man team, we're getting packed. So even though Alisson made the mistake, yes he did. If he don't make them saves, we're getting packed and we're losing the game. So it's fine margins, Drift. It's fine margins. Let me read out a few more supers, bro, before we head out. This is a frustrating one tonight, guys. And make sure you smash that like. I can't stress it once again, people. It's all loving that. And I know we disagree on a lot of things. Me and Drift disagree, as you know. It's all emotional. It's you know, we're just real with it. But this is what happens, isn't it? Liverpool means as much to every single one of us. Every single one of you in the chat. We all want to win the game. It's just sometimes it don't happen. And Redstorm says massive double stands with Kane not getting a red. Horrendous studs up challenge that can cause a broken leg. Fully agree with that, Redstorm. It was double standards. Facts. Amit says the midfield was non-existent, which let the team down. To be honest, it was like open season for Spurs. I agree with that as well. As I stressed, the midfield 3 that me and Jeff were talking about, it's just not a combo you want to see. Ashvin, sorry, says game swung on pens because Emerson goes for a second yellow. Yeah, I know it's all about the pens thing. I say red card.
I didn't even think about that. What if the penalty had been given? You mean it could have been a yellow and it would have been a double? Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, because it would have been mad still. Because then he might have been a yellow. Might have even got a red. Yes, it's all swings and roundabouts. To be fair, I'm not gonna.
I don't necessarily think it was a yellow card tackle. I think it was just a penalty. But I don't know. I don't know what the laws are, if he has to give a yellow there, or I don't know.
Yeah. Tahir says, don't want this ref managing our games. Yeah,
he takes too many of them, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. That guy's just jarring, fam. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just calling him PT, man. Flipping jarring, bro. Absolute nonsense. But before we go, Callum. If Paul, I have to say his name now. I have to respect the super chat. If Paul Tierney ever officiates a Premier League game again, it's a disgrace. Mad how money this league wastes on VAR for it not to make any difference. It's so true. Man, have got poor Tierney out in making wild decisions, and even if they think that he's wrong, they're not going to go to VAR for Spurs' one, but they're only going to do it for Robbo's one.
And this is what I said, Matt. I'll say it again for anyone who wasn't here at the beginning.
Mad.
If Tierney gives a red card to Robbo in the original circumstance, I'm angry because I don't believe it was a red, but I get split decision and he saw it. It's the fact that he goes yellow and they tell him, no, go and have a look. But they didn't look at the penalty at all, bro. Let's even forget the Harry Kane red card. We know that's a red card. We're not even going to go on that. Course. They didn't even look at the penalty.
That's why we're all
didn't even look, bro. So what did you do when that penalty happened? Did you go for a shit? Is that when you had the newspaper and you was on the toilet?
Man went for a doo-doo, fam.
You know, like when you watch the movies when the security guard and you can see his trousers underneath the toilet door where a man's just in the shitter, bro. Is that what man was doing? Because how the hell did you miss the penalty? But no, don't get me started, man.
Listen, people, it's been a tough one to take. Liverpool, I stress again, drew 2-2. If you haven't seen the game, I'm sure you're going to watch the highlights, but I'm sure people watching it have seen the game. Liverpool drew 2-2. A lot of controversy in the game. Goals by Spurs were scored by Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. And for Liverpool, it was Diogo Jota and Andy Robertson. And Andy Robertson got a red card, which, it's kind of mad because Harry Kane didn't get his red card. So it is what it is. But people, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow for the Monday night show. I'm sure we're going to talk more on this because there's been a lot of controversy. I might change my mind. Drift might change his mind. Callum will even have his say as well, even more so. And big up Kyle for jumping in as well. And just big up all of you lot and love to each and every one of you, man. Listen, you can't stress it enough how much of the support we get each and every time. Like, literally, can't thank you guys enough. Whether you agree with us or disagree with us, man, it's all love. And you know, if me or Drift get annoyed, it's not we're annoyed at you. It's more about the game and it's passion and it's all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It all gets left in the chat, people. It all gets left at the door. So it's all love. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that was watching. But again, people, we will see.
Big up for all the super chats as well, man.
Big up the supers each and every time. And big up you guys that were just chatting as well and having conversations. I've seen some conversations going back and forth with one another. And I saw no one being rude to one another as well. So I'm glad I saw that as well. I don't want to see any rudeness to anybody. But yeah, man, we move. It's all love, people. We love you all. We go again. Let's try and go and get this dub in our next game. And we'll see you again tomorrow, people. Monday night live show. You know what time it is?
People. Fuck Tottenham.
We out, people.
Peace.